Hey, what's up? Today I'm going to introduce you Real3d Renderer, a software that I've developed for processing of 3D point cloud and triangular meshes. So let's start it from here. So let me give you a short intro. Real3d Renderer is basically software designed for processing of 3D point cloud and triangular meshes. It can be used for high quality visualization and editing of point cloud and triangular meshes. It also offers a large number of features, for example, to make interactive kind of visualization of point cloud and meshes, and the algorithm that involved in the processing of point cloud and triangular meshes, it also provides those, and it supports a well-known more than 60 kind of 3D file format like PL, YSTL, and OBJ. So basically this software is done for 3D scanners data, but the 3D scanner module is not included yet, but basically this software is capable of processing of the scanned point cloud or triangular meshes. Maybe scanned point cloud converted into triangular surfaces, register them, merge them, and make a final kind of model for 3D printing. So this is our default overview of the software. You can enable or disable these trees and toolbars from here, and let me import one 3D model. You can import one model or you can import multiple models, it's your choice, and software actually supports a large number of triangle and point clouds. So this model has 14 meshes, so you can enable, disable, show, hide these meshes from here, and yeah. So the file actually will give you the import and export features. You can also save the screenshot, record the video 3D renderer. Edit will give you a feature that you can edit the point cloud and 3D triangular meshes. Edit means you can actually transform the vertices of a point cloud and meshes using some algorithms. Translate, rotate, mirror, filters, a lot of filter that I'm going to show you, introduce you in the next videos. You can also use these widgets. For example, if you don't know the 3D point information, you can actually draw a widget of a point that will show you the 3D information, 3D distance from the origin and the XYZ. If you want to know the distance between 2 points, you can draw the lines. For example, if you want to know the gap of those some surfaces, so you can actually draw the line. If you want to know the angle of some surfaces or some points, so you can actually draw angles and nodes, etc. So these will give you a series of widgets that you can draw in your 3D renderer. Select and crop, you can see this feature. You can select by pressing start, and by pressing control button you can actually select the vertices that you want to maybe remove or create a new from these vertices. So if you want to delete it, you can delete it. And view will give you multiple view. You can create multiple views. For example, you can create as many views as you want, and each view will have ability to render its own renderer. So you can see yeah, this is important to know. You can even link these meshes between these render engines. So you can link this mesh with the other 3D render screens. This is important for some applications. Maybe you want to know the different sides dimensions, or maybe you want to see the different views of this mesh. Then you can create multiple views and you can actually see that. For example, if I share this renderer with maybe this renderer with these two screens, I just need to go here and what I want to share, I mean this link. So I want to link the widgets and meshes. So you can see now this mesh will link with these features. So if I change anything in this render, the other render will be updated. Yeah, you can see, right? So let's remove it. Okay, so another mesh to the scene. So the view will have the rendering widgets that you can see inside of this scene, right? For example, if you want to show or hide the 3D axis, origin axis, 3D axis is this one, so you can actually show and hide these axes. And the turnable, you can turn it on for animation, and yeah, you can have the multiple lights of the meshes. For example, the one light is on, the front light is on by default, but you can actually turn on the top lights, and you can also give the diffuse, specular, and other lighting conditions to this mesh. So you can also colorize the mesh and materialize. You can even apply the shaders. So the shaders, you can even write your own shader in real time. For example, you can go here, and if I change this value, the shader will be updated. See here. So you can even write your shader here. The modules it has, you can also create some new shells, new meshes, transformation, camera module, and mockup that I'm going to introduce you in next videos. Delete the shader if you don't want it. So now if you want to know the statistics of each mesh, you can go to the data tab, and these are the information of the whole selected meshes. There are 13 selected meshes and point and edges information, and this information of the selected mesh. So you can see here the other information out there. But you can change the rendering mode. For example, if you want to know if you want to render the point cloud, you can press here. This will give you the features for individual meshes, but if you press here, these will be applied to whole selected meshes. So these I just turned out on the bounding boxes of each mesh. And if you want to see the triangles, flat rendering, and point clouds, and other information, you can turn it on and off. Let me introduce your gizmo. What is the gizmo? Gizmo actually can be used for the translating and manipulating of the 3D meshes. For example, this is gizmo. You can translate this object. I don't know what this is, so it's not visible. Yeah, so you can translate, you can rotate this object by interaction with the mouse clicks, and you can also see the real-time information here. So you can actually manipulate any object in the 3D scene, and you can turn it on the flat rendering dots, vertex normals. For example, if you want to see the vertex normal of this mesh, so you can see that. Texturing, you can, if you want to apply texture on this object, you can actually import any image from here, and you can apply the texturing, and it will also give you the different options for texturing. Lighting model, two-sided or one-sided, lighting on or off for the whole scene and for the meshes. Hidden lines, for example, removal, depth surfaces. Yeah, this is important because the 3D renderer game gives you 3 methods to render point cloud or meshes. Vertex buffer object, vertex array objects. These are the OpenGL kind of terminologies. You don't need to focus on that. But if you have some 10 million point cloud triangles, or maybe 20 million triangular point clouds, you have turned on the VOA if your GPU is supported. Only the VDA actually, and AMD GPUs are supported. What is the first method that is written here, but the Intel graphics is not supported, because for example, if you turn it on, it gives you error. The Intel have a bug in the drivers because it doesn't support the vertex array, so this method is not usable for Intel graphic card. But if you have NVIDIA, you can actually turn it on. And if you want to see the names of 3D meshes, so you can turn it on the names in the 3D renderer. And if you want to select by mouse clicking, so you can turn it on the selectable. So now whenever I click on some specific surface, that surface will only be selected. You can see here, right? So the green dot actually will appear when the surface is selected at the centroid of this of the meshes. So you can also visible and invisible the green dot. Yeah, so this is the whole overview of the 3D renderer. Let me give you a 3D measurement introduction a little bit. Let me just import one model here. So you want to know the gaps or distance between these two objects, right? So you can right click on the lines, add a new line. Now click on these 2 points and a line will be created, and the distance between these two is 10/10.187 millimeter. And if you want to, you can actually draw the multiple line. For example, here to here, what is the distance, right? So now you can actually even manipulate with the mouse click. So drag selected lines, right? So you need to select the lines and drag. So now you can actually set these points and drag these lines at the desired location. And real-time information will be changed onto these meshes. So you want to know the 3D points, so add a new points, and you can see, so these are the information of these points, and you can also drag these points wherever you want. So it give you, so you can also change it a little bit, and you can visualize the XYZ of these meshes. The same will be the angle and nodes. You can even draw these things, and for example, that I told you you can actually visualize the standard views in different views. So in this situation, you cannot actually know where is the line is, right? So you want to know, so you want to create a standard views. So the standard view will be front, left, and top. So the meshes and widget will be shared between the standard views, right? So now you will have this left and top and front views. Now if you change these, the views will be updated, and you can actually set these widgets at the right location, right? Okay, so you can delink it, and you just disable the dragging feature. You also can perform the rendering kind of properties of each point and triangle, and there are a lot of properties that you can actually do to enhance your visual appearance. You can also change the fonts. I mean, the same property will go for points, line, and angles. Yeah, I hope it gives you overview of a 3D renderer, and in next video I will introduce you some filters that actually Real3d Renderer have, and some shaders that actually you can apply to 3D meshes or point clouds, and some other features. Thank you very much.